When I saw this video, I was very grateful because it paints a picture of the reality of single motherhood. I had fallen into the trap and made a series of bad decisions in my past, and it ended up me having to live in certain consequences, even though the very thing that the enemy did to throw me off track actually was for my good. Like, God still made it for my good. It's better to not learn your lesson the hard way, in my opinion, if it can be avoided, if there's opportunity for it to be avoided, because there was opportunity where God was like trying to show me all the red flags, and even reversing things and maneuvering so that I hopefully potentially can choose not to learn the hard way. But some people just need to learn the hard way. But this creator, Anton Daniels, that I ran across, he does male perspective on certain videos. I don't agree with everything that he says, but I just wanted to see what was going on in this video, and coming from a single mom's perspective, and just tune into what this woman had to say. All right. The name of the video title is "I Want to Cry Every Day." Black woman breaks down and says she's broken regret being a single mom. Oh, and fair use, by the way. I'm just critiquing this. I'm just reacting to this video.
You have to somehow figure out how to get your get the up. When some days you just want to cry and feel like you want to die, you have to somehow figure out how to get your together before you in front of your child. They don't talk about that. They do not. As easy as all their single parents looks, bro, this is really hard when your mental is beating your life type. I just want to cry so bad right now, but I can't. Life is just so crazy to me. Like, what people believe to be the happiest people are really going through the hardest times in life. And like, you literally have to pep talk yourself every day and just keep going. Like, it is literally not easy being me. But every day I have to look myself in the mirror and give me a pep talk that I one day hope I believe, so I can finally feel better about my mother life. I just need a break. But then I remember there's somebody out here who is living a worse life than me, and I just need to be grateful, because in some form of way I am living in a prayer that I want to ask God for. And despite what I feel now, I need to be grateful for the little bit he has given to me, because he will never give me more until I show gratitude for what is in front of me. This is the life of a single mom.
I'm glad that this video was made and that you guys sent it to me. And I always like to give credit back to the content creator, regardless of whether I agree with them or not. But I think we need to take a completely different angle and approach to this conversation, because it speaks to the other side of what people usually would or wouldn't say when it comes to celebrating the single parent childhoods that a lot of these parents are creating for these children. And now we can slice this a lot of ways, but I'm going to take a more empathetic approach, because it is unfortunate. It is unfortunate that day in and day out, first, the child, and I'm not speaking about her, I'm speaking about the environment that children are raised in. The child is the one that suffers the most from these decisions that are made on behalf of the parents. When people lay down and they open up their legs to have children, I don't think that they're really thinking about the consequences that come along with giving up your entire life. And there have been several different videos of people that are basically saying that it's not even worth it to have a child. And I'm not saying that that's true, but I don't think that people are having a full conversation of what it takes. But instead, what they do is they continue to pass on bad behavior and generational curses and trauma that precedes them, and then they give it over into the next generation. And we're not living a life that we would want our children to live, and we have to make the sacrifice so we can do something different and get different results. But you can't turn it off. It's not a video game. It's not even a normal relationship where you can walk away and do your own thing and say, you know what, I want to divide myself against this person. No, when you got children, when you got a kid, it's on. It's up 100% of the time. And 98%, if you are a great parent, 98% of your decisions are going to be based around what's best for that child, including and should be included in this conversation whether or not they should be with their father or mother. Whether or not they should be.
He's touching on some really solid points, because there are situations where you made the wrong choice and now you have to sit in it, you have to lay in it, whatever the case is, and you don't know if you look at the father and the father wants to be in the picture. They want to be in the picture the way that they want to be in the picture, but you have to like think, peep and think, damn, like you were with this person when you were in a very bad place, when you were in a very depressed place. A lot of people get together with people that are on their same vibe, that are going through the same, because misery love company. You attracting what you about, what, and to an extent, a lot of people that like smoke together and stuff like that, they're going through pain, they're going through hurt. So that's what you're mingling, you're mingling in between. You're trying to pass the time. You're trying to, have company. You're trying to get over the pain. So you try to distract yourself with sex, with drugs, with whatever, whatever recreational things that you do, but you're being toxic together, and a baby ends up coming out of that, and you, like you said, you can't turn that off. So now you have to decide, dag, like, I have this child. Yeah, the father wants to be involved, but he's super irresponsible, doesn't want to keep a job, doesn't doesn't follow the right way, the right path, because all of that matters. These are very difficult, life-changing choices. That's why I get pissed off when these bimbos get online and start talk, whether it's for money or not, and start talking about how they're making it seem like their life is so lit. Like, and that brings me to a point about something that I feel like we need to completely just eradicate from our vocabulary. Yes, if you are a single mom, yes, you going hard, you taking care of your kids, you're doing the things that you have to do for your kids. That's great. Yes, you have to be incredibly strong to do that. But I feel like it's getting misconstrued with something to not be ashamed of at the same time. Something that is not heartbreaking, something that is not to be, something that you shouldn't aspire to be. Because there are women that they'll go through a situation or whatever the case is, and they're like, you know what, I'll keep the baby. And I don't believe in bring a child. I don't. That's because that's what it is. But
from Yah's mouth himself, whether people want to believe it or not. He's the creator of this world. He's in charge and he knows everything. So that's just the facts. Exodus 20:13. Thou shalt not.
they'll keep the baby, whatever the case is, and they think that it's going to be easy. Oh, my mom did it. Oh, my sister did it. I could do it too. Because when we're children and we're growing up and we're learning this world, we, whether we know it or not, are looking to the next generation, the generation that was before us. We're looking to see what they can do, what they've done. We want to follow in their footsteps, and I could speak on that as a woman who's grown up from childhood, from being a little girl. Even though I did grow up in a two-parent household, I saw other women in my family, different scenarios that led me to think a certain way. And this isn't talked about enough, where people say like, hey, like, this is miserable. It's miserable. It is miserable to be a single mom, a single dad. Being a single parent household, especially in this corrupt world, is a super challenge. It's not a game, because you already have to deal with the enemy, which is you have to go out, go pick cotton, go get money. You got to go keep up with the high ride, the rent, the light, the this, that, and the third. Now, God has blessed me and has moved me up and is continuing to move me up. And I'm literally entering into a new way that I should have done from years ago. But everything happens for a reason. Procrastination, you need to get out of that procrastination stuff and do what's best for your kids to get them out of situation because it is possible. And I don't know if this young lady is going to ever see this video, but there is hope for you. There is hope. The fact that you came out here, that's why I said in the beginning of the video, the fact, because I haven't seen this video, the fact that you came on here and you spoke about this and you put it out there, that's amazing. I do applaud that because a lot more women, instead of them interviewing these these brainless women that are, instead of interviewing these women that we already know aren't doing the right things, are going to put up a facade, are going to be fake. We need to be interviewing more women and expressing why being a single mom is just trash. It's hard. It's hard. But more importantly, it's the kids. It's the kids that suffer. It's crazy. You have to be maneuvering. The fortunate thing is my kids' grandparents, they raised my kids throughout their lives, throughout since they were born. I had to work like a lot. I missed important moments, walking, the first steps, potty training. Even though I lived in the same house, I was constantly paying bills and constantly upkeeping. If you have foreign parents, you know. And I take full responsibility for all of my decisions. I had to learn it the hard way, unfortunately, even though God, like I said, multiple times tried to be like, dang, you sure? Like you have to put yourself, you don't have to do this. But at the same time, I love my kids and they had to come in my life. And I see why they had to come in my life because I was not responsible. I was I almost checked multiple times before I had kids. Like I was not driving the vehicle of my life successfully. Like I was doing too much. But it's good that this video is out here. And like he said, people don't think about the consequences. That's why I advocate for teaching your kids to value their virtue and not to have something that, oh, you just get to have it because you've reached a certain age or because you like the person, this means that has to happen. No, it is a very serious commitment. It is a very serious commitment. You can't turn off being a mom or a dad however you feel. That's why it's important for you to try to even get yourself together financially because you want to be able to leave a legacy for your kids.
Be around their father and their mother. And that's why I don't really believe in co-parenting. I know that there's extreme situations that we need to take into consideration, but in in a nutshell, you know, you can't break up the family. You cannot break up the family. It's too hard to do it on your own. Do people do it on their own every day? Yeah, but not because they want to.
Yeah, not because you want to. There are those circumstances where the mother or the father, it just wouldn't, it would be better off if they weren't continually in their life or until they could try to get themselves together. And I'm not just talking about financially, I'm talking about decision makings, I'm talking about dealing with certain demons, I'm talking about putting your kids' lives in danger. Those extreme circumstances where as a mother or as a father you have to make that decision to be a single parent, and that's the decisions that be hurting so much because it's like, dag, you want to have a family unit. You know you made this choice, you know you made this decision, you want to do what's best for your kid, and at times what's best for your kids is to not be in that situation.
Because they don't have no choice because you can't turn it off. You can't just give up on a child. You can't just say, okay, well, listen, I don't want to take you to school today. You can't say, I don't want to feed you today. You can't say that I don't have enough money. You got to go find it. And in a lot of instances, children push you to be the best version of yourself because you're doing something for more than yourself. Even
And that's what I just said is I'm like looking back at it and how everything worked so mysteriously because I wasn't this go-getter or anything like that to that extent until I had kids. I didn't level myself and think twice before I opened my mouth and I said certain things because there were times I was very angry and I still am going through things where I'm trying to get past certain things in my life. But having kids will quickly put you into position if you are a good parent because there you do have a choice. A lot of people say you have to do, yeah, you have to. If you love your kids, you have to. But there are people that do make those decisions to not do it and make the decisions to abandon their kids. So to if the girl, if she ever watching this, yes, you're doing a good thing by at least showing up for your kids and making those steps. And God does have a plan for you if you are willing to go seek him. The women that be out there, oh, intimacy isn't spiritual, that you could do what you want, build your bench, all of that. That's not the way. You're going to set yourself up to be alone, but not alone though. Like being a single mom is just so it's so interesting. Like you could be feeling so lonely and so depressed, but you still have to, but you're not alone though. You still got to take care of others. You still have to take care of others. So before you go out and these are things that the Cardi B's, the Meg the Stallions, the whomevers, Najas, all of that, the Sierras, they be preaching singlehood and doing it on your own, and independent and strong and independent. We don't need men and stuff like that. They're not gonna tell you these things. And a lot of women are salty right now, but they're not gonna say these things. It's like this woman, she's about to break down and cry. I'm telling you, these women, they be crying at night. They be crying lonely at night. They be hating themselves secretly. They be salty secretly for feeling, but who really wants to admit that they messed their life up? Not to say that you can't, there isn't hope, but just you made some bad decisions that tarnished a part of your life. But more importantly, it's affecting other, it's affecting unless you do something about it. But that's all I really had to say for this video. If you like content like that, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, let YouTube know, and value your virtue. You really have to understand, like, it's not fun. Like women that bet, oh yeah, you could do it by yourself. You are so strong. Da, da, da. I mean, do you want to, just because you're strong or whatever the case is, like if you're a guy that's built, like, do you want to continually be lifting weights every second of the day? Like, just because you strong, do you want to be going through all of this stuff every single day? You gonna want to rest. You gonna want to enjoy your life at some point. You always being strong, you always being single, you always being alone, you always trying to figure stuff out. You're not sure. You got, again, that's a whole nother thing when it comes to being a single parent is the thought of introducing another person coming into your life. You got to be thinking about, like, what is this person, what are their intentions, what is, because that's not their kids, all type of stuff you got to think about. It's just not even, if you can avoid being a single parent, then avoid it, because it is avoidable. But of course, nothing's 100%. I'm sure there's women and men out there that are single parents because they were widowed or whatever the case is, or something happened where it was fortunate circumstances, but, or even you did the right thing, you with the person, and then people can change, all type of different things. But there's ways for you to have a certain there's way for you to heighten the chances of that not happening to you. So the last thing you want to do is go jump into being the single parent and then having to deal with another person for, like, it's not just 18 years. Some tells me it's not just 18 years, because you're connected to their family. There's so many things that's not discussed. You don't know their family. You have women that will sleep with somebody and they don't know their last name. And that's literally the brainwashing that's been going on in this world, y'all. But be blessed.